So we talked about standard before. So you're supposed to start with standard. Of course, you know the number range of each particular one. So a standard ranges from this to this. That's for a standard, and that's the standard that we'll be doing today. And in standard, when you're configuring standard, we don't put protocol because standard filters all services. It filters all services from the host source IP address. So that's for that for standard, but extended goes with protocol because extended also we use it to filter both source, destination, protocol, and port numbers. So that's what we'll be doing today. Okay. So extended. Okay. Looking at this diagram right now, I have this network. Now, the way this thing is, it's supposed to be on a switch. When you look at this page, of course, you're supposed to understand that it's a network. This is a network, this is a network, and all of that. By now, supposed to have done that. So now, the configuration here, the configuration that was made here is that we are trying to prevent the traffic from here. We are using ACL to prevent traffic from entering from. Okay, now, normally if we had used standard, like now, I don't want people here to go here. If I use standard, standard is going to block them entirely from going even here as well and going here as well. If I implement it here on this interface, hold on. So now for extended, I was trying to say before that, then in standard, if I don't want this network to go to this network, if I'm using standard, I have to implement it here. That means if someone here is moving to this place, it will now go either through here. When it gets to this place, now discover that it's not accepted, then it will now bounce back. So it's a kind of waste of bandwidth. Now, if I decide to do it here, not to waste bandwidth, if I want to implement it on this interface, that means it's not going to allow anybody to even go here and here. You understand that? But with extended, we can actually filter where it is supposed to go to. That means it's extended, we are dealing with both source and destination. So in that case, if this network, I don't want it to go here, but let it come here and come here. If I'm using extended, I can implement it here as inbound. Now, how should I have done it? That's the command here. You know that extended, as I said before, that extended has number range of 100 to 199 and 2000 to 2699. So in the same way, while configuring this, we are trying to deny this guy from going here. So we are dealing with two things, source and destination. And the command is what we have here. You see that we are denying. Of course, we are using our number range 109. And there must be a protocol when you are dealing with extended. You know that in standard, there is no protocol. If you check, can I bring up a standard configuration? me see if I can get a standard configuration. You see in standard here, look at this. We did it before. Of course, 55 will take that that's standard. You see permit, there is no protocol here. Unlike extended. So extended, there is need for protocol. So we are denying IP address coming from this network. You see that this is a network address with its wildcard mask. So this network was denied from going to this place. So this is source and this is destination. So that's what you are dealing with. Unlike standard that deal with only the source and all services, not just source, all services. So here we are dealing with source and destination. And of course, because we know that router is going to do access list on 109, is going to deny, I told us this thing before, going to deny IP from any network to any network. So before router will do that, we know that it does that implicitly. We will now say, oh, you can go to any network. Any network can go to any network. But we've already singled out that it should not go here. But it can go to any other network. Any network can go to any network. So even if I decide to put more switch, create more network, any network can go to any network. Or I can just say, oh, this network can go to any other place. The same thing too. Instead of using any here, I can just say access list permit IP this network with this wildcard to any other network. That's what it means. Of course, you still remember in our standard that the deny any is implicitly added by the router. I think I can't get it where we have it, but of course you understand what I'm trying to say. So the same thing is applicable with this. So we just be conscious of this denying any. You know that if you are dealing with standard, it's just deny any. There's no that, there's no protocol, there's no destination. So it's very important we get that. So also this what we just did now is that we denied network from going to network. You can actually deny host from going to a network or network from going to host and all of that. Like for instance, if you look at it.
Hello, sir.
Okay.
You know, you said but for standard by default, it will deny network or hosts.
It denies network.
Even if you don't put it.
Yes.
But in case of extended, must you that permit IP
in extended, it's the same thing occurs too. Even if you don't put it.
Okay, it's also by default.
Yes, it's also by default as well. In all ACLs, it's always there. That deny any is always there. So you need to work with consciousness of that. So that you do your command such a way that you avert it. You know that router reads line by line. So before it gets to the last one, you know that router will put. You must have taken what you need and all of that. So for this particular one, don't worry, I'm going to do some configuration on the packet tracer and show us. But I'm trying to explain all this. Now look at this network that we have here. In this network, we have option A and option B. Now option A is configured in such a way that this network is permitted to go to this server. Also, there is a host inside this network. Only one particular host, which is this, is permitted to go to this server. Every other person connected to this network is not permitted. Or we just wanted to select only, we are singling out one host, which is this on that network, to go to the server. Okay, look at it. Look at the whole thing. If you look at this command, we are configuring this thing on arrow 2. That's the configuration. So, and you know that so many people are coming to the server. Maybe this router is Lagos router. It's in Lagos. This one is in Abuja. This one is your one link. This is your one link. Now, you only want people in this network. Maybe here, people here are, or let's say sales department in Abuja. Here is a production department. So you want all the sales people to have access to this server. You see the IP address of the server, 3.75. Look at the command here. You are permitting this network. Of course, you have to put the wildcard. That's this network. So we are permitting them to come to the server. Look at the server, 175 here. And also, you are permitting this, only this person, maybe that's the manager of production department. You are permitting only the manager. Can you see that this person is host the IP address to the server? And also, we are permitting everybody in this network. Look at it. This is a network address with the wildcard to have access to the server. So only here, only 3 groups. This network, and only this host. Okay, sorry. I didn't even read the command. Okay, here, this network we are permitted. Look at it here. This host is also permitted. Look at the command here, permitted. But these people here, we are denied. Look at them. They were denied from having access to the server. So these people should not go to a server, but these people can, and this manager can. That's the command. This one is denied. We are denying everybody here from going to a server. Now, if you've gotten that, that means you are saying every other person is permitted to go anywhere. Yes, any network, any person can go to any network and all of that. But you've already taken out these people. Normally, there's a way I can, okay, any other person, okay, yeah. So that's just the command. And where was it implemented? Here. You see the interface, serial 000. And it is out because how are you expecting people to have access to the server? It's going to be out because anybody that is coming to the server must pass through here. So they must enter the router first and now want to exit. So that is why it is out. Now, it doesn't mean that this is the way you must write this. It's not true. I can rewrite this thing on my own with my own understanding, and I will still get the same results. So the person just decided to write this, but what I'm just trying to say is that understanding is the key. Now, if I am to do this, I only want this guy to have access to the server, and I want these people to have access to the server, but I don't want these people. I can do it in another way. I can first of all say deny, sorry, I cannot I may not be able to write so much because of the cursor. I can just say deny these people as my first line. I can say deny these people. My first line, as I deny these people, my first line. Then I permit this host. I permit that host. My second line. Then my third line, I will deny this network. So before everybody here is denied, I've already taken this guy out. Before I will now say every other person is permitted. You know why I will say everybody is permitted? Before the router will now do the deny, the implicit denial. So this network now, I want us to set it up. This thing I'm talking about now, we'll configure it now. So let's look at, get to the screen. We'll do the same thing there. So you're going to configure it here.
Oh, sir, your mic is mute, so we can't hear you.
You have muted your mic, we can't hear you.
Sorry, it was on mute. I don't know why. Okay, you can hear me now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now I want this manager to have access to the server. I want everybody on this network to have access to the server. But there's another network I don't want people to have access to on the server. Let me just quickly clear the network. I'll have this network almost similar to what we have over there. So let's say I'm connecting to that. Okay. Yeah, don't mind the way I'm configuring this. I just want to be fast about it. I'm giving this one network 192.168.5.1. So 5.1. Let me quickly configure the DHCP on it. IPDHCP pool. Let's call this one production. And the network is 192.168.5.0. Default router is 192.168.5.1. So I'm saving it, visiting. So my router RIP version 2, I'm including 192.168.5.0. So let me see. Be sure that it's included. Okay, so it's included now. So everything is fine. Now I don't want this network to have access to the server 192.168.5.0 network. Maybe possibly just so these people should not have access to the server. Okay, now let's configure it. You know, everybody that is coming to the server must pass through this interface, gigabit 0/0/1. So everything we are going to configure must be out. So let's start on this router. You see the router we are configuring everything on here. So there, let's start by we're saying access list. Let's use 100 access list. Now, because I know that router is going to deny everybody. So before it does that, let me put people that are supposed to be permitted. And I can just say, permit these people, just as we did there, we saw there. I just want to tell you that there are other means. I can configure this in different way that you can configure and all of that. Everything has to do with understanding. And the best way to having also the best way of doing it. I will talk about that. The best way of doing it is one, you have to consider not to waste bandwidth and not to misconfigure other things or deny someone from having access. The person is supposed to be having access to a particular resource. Okay, since this person is permitted, this network is permitted, but this network is not permitted. That means since I know that router is going to deny every other person, so I need to permit this guy first. Let me start by saying access list permit 192. Let me check the IP address. IP address of this guy is 1.2. So I am permitting 192.168.1.2. Of course, it's host. That's the wildcard of the host. To go to the server, my server is 3.254. So I'm permitting that to go to host 192.168.3.254. Okay, know why it's giving me error? It's because I didn't include protocol. So I also put IP here. IP. So there's no error now. So I permitted that guy.
No,
Sir? So since I permitted that guy, I'm not saying deny every other person from that network. 192.168.1.0 is the network address. The wildcard mask is 0.0.0.255. From going to, we have like 9 minutes, shit. From going to host 192.168.3.254. So I've permitted this guy and deny every other person in this network. So now I can deny every other person here from going there. So to deny every other person from there is access list 100. I am denying everybody from here, which is 5.0. I'm denying IP in 192.168.5.0, 0.0.0.255 from going to hosts 192.168.3.254. Fine. For me to permit this guy, I can even specify it. So I can also, that network is a 2.0. So 2.0 and say I access list 100 and permitting IP from 192.168.2.0 0.0.0.255 to go to host 192.168.3.254. So I've gotten everybody. So I know that router is going to do all this. Router is going to do deny IP from any to any. So before router will do that, I'll now say if your address is permitted, permit IP any to any. Any other person should go to any other place. Because if you don't do that, of course, I don't even need to do that anymore. I don't even need to do this because I've gotten everything that I needed. Why I'm doing this is in case someone put a new network here. So if there's another network here, it will be permitted. If someone create another network here, it will be permitted. If I leave this, but if I don't leave this, that means if someone create another network, it will never pass here. Why? Is because router is denied any other person. And if you're not permitted anywhere around this place, you won't be needed. So in fact, I don't need to put this. Let me leave it like this. So anybody that puts any network should inform me as an IT person. So router is going to do this. So that's just that. Router is going to do this. So I don't need to do this, but I know the router is going to do it. So I can even help router to do it because you're going to do that implicitly. You understand the technique here? I said, if I have put permit any, that means in future, if anybody add another network, any place, it's going to pass through. If I leave it on, permit any to any, just as what we have here. This was what that was done here. But me, as an IT person now, I don't want that. If I permit any, so someone can create network anywhere and they will have access to the server. So I'm not permitting anybody. So I'm done here. So I'm saving my configuration. So can we test what we did? From this one supposed to come here, although the first one will not go because of broadcast. Second one will go successful. These people can never. Oh, I've never implemented it. Sorry. No, I'm supposed to implement it on this interface. This interface is giga001. So I have to go to interface giga001. I'll now do IP access group. I'm using 100 as, of course, it's going to be out. So I'm saving. So let's now try. Here can come here, but here can never come here. It can never come here. Okay, now if you look at my command, I didn't say IP to any. That means router is broken every other person. That means for my own command, these people here can never even go to anyone. Nobody here can even touch anybody here. That's another implication of what
you have already denied 1.0 now in your command.
Even these people that I permitted, I only permitted them to go to the server.
To the server.
They can even print if there's a printer here.
They can't go to any other.
Yes, they can't. If I had wanted them to go to any other place, I would have permitted, I would have done permit IP any to any. Yeah. That's another thing too. So if these people, my photo was successful, but they cannot go to any place at all. They are only permitted to go to the server. These people, they cannot even go to the server at all, even if I do it 100 times. Excuse me. So they cannot go to the server. Maybe we have to simulate it. So let's say this one to the server. Let's simulate it. I need to make it fast. So this guy, let's play this guy. These people are not meant to go to the server. So let's watch it. This one is going. This one didn't go. Sorry, I didn't ask for IP addresses. Sorry, that was. I configured the.
Why won't it come back?
Sorry, I'm coming. So I believe that they have IP addresses now. Yeah, they have gotten IP addresses. So this one to the server. Let's put on simulation. But this one to the server cannot go. So let's watch two of them. This one is going. There's a broadcast here because he doesn't know where the server is. So they're not giving information about the server. So he's sending to the server. This one got to the server. So now this one got there. The server dropped it. As a router dropped it. See, this one failed. The other one was successful. So they said, let's do it again. This to the server. Let's play it. When it gets to the router will drop it because router is not permitted to go. See, it's failed. But these people, anybody here can go to the server. If you play it, brokers, they don't know the MAC address. So router gave his MAC address. No, you now put it on the frame, they're not sending it. So it gets there. So you go into the server because they have access. Everybody here have access to the server. But they don't have access to, even the one that have access to the server, they don't have access to any other thing. They cannot even print. Like these people, they cannot even have access to any other person. Or if there's printer there, they will go. Two of them went, they were dropped because they don't have access to any other thing. The only access they have there is on the server. Had it been that I put had it been I did this. So had it been I added any to any, that means any network to any other network. It would have worked. Like they would have access to these ones as well. And even these people too could have had access to here, but they cannot have access to the server. If I have added any to any, that means any network to any network. Except you have any question, you can ask your question or else we'll come back again because this will drop. So let's come back again. But if you have your own over there, you can run the same thing and configure. Try and do the same configuration to test it. And do whatever thing, just run around some things. Make some configuration on your own and check.